Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. I want to welcome everybody and thank you for joining us. Appreciate those who are here live and also those who are joining us on the podcast. Just want to welcome all of you. This is just a wonderful place to start the day and start it in gratitude. There's no better way to begin your day and to stay on that high vibration throughout the day by just finding gratitude and experiencing gratitude all day long. Today, we're going to do a 90-second private silent meditation on gratitude for recharging. Gratitude for recharging. And I'm not going to give any further instruction on that. I'm going to start the timer and just write down whatever comes to you, your own personal inspiration on gratitude for recharging. And we'll see what comes up. Begin. All right. The word that came to me right after, just at the very beginning was renewal. And I thought about sleeping, how we go to bed at night. I've been really tired the last few days as I've gone to bed because I've been doing lots of phone calls and we're taking care of our neighbors' animals while they're out of town and just, all the normal everyday stuff. And I'm just like ready to go to bed. Like at 9 o'clock, I'll go sit in bed and read for a little bit and then I'm just out. And I'm just super grateful for sleep and that recharging that happens so that when I get up in the morning, it's like, I'm ready to go again. And then I thought about my phone, that I charge it every night, and I don't call it recharging, but it really is what I'm doing is I'm recharging my phone. I usually call it charging my phone. So I thought that was kind of interesting that when I sleep, I'm recharging, but when I charge my phone, I'm just charging it. Is kind of an interesting concept. And I remembered a trip when we were going to Arizona. I had forgotten or we didn't have actually, because we had new phones or something. We didn't have a charger that would fit into the adapter, whatever. Almost said cigarette lighter, but we don't really call it that anymore. I didn't have one of those, so we had to stop along the way and buy one because our phones were getting dead, and we didn't know how to get to the destination where we were going. And I thought, well, we could have bought a map, but then eventually we would have had to call the person, the place, where we were going to be staying. And we wouldn't have had the phone because, or the phone number, because the phone number was in the phone if the phone was dead. So we would have had to stop and get a phone book, and we would have had to call them and have them give us directions to their place. And it reminded me of in Las Vegas one time, before cell phones, before GPS. And we seriously were like, I can't believe how hard it is to find places. And I actually, the first time ever, the only time ever in my whole life, I actually ripped a page out of the phone book at a gas station because I was so frustrated that we couldn't find where we were going. I actually ripped out a map out of the phone book in the gas station. And I thought, I know why people rip pages out of phone books now, because I was super frustrated. So, just that one little tool that we have, if we don't take the time to recharge it, to charge it on a regular basis, I mean, how much more frustration there is, and just, makes things take longer. It's just more frustrating when we don't take the time to recharge. So that's what I got today. Who else has something that they would like to share?
I'll share.
Hey, thanks, Phil.
So I have a couple of electric bikes, and they're mountain bikes, and I just follow me. You'll see posts from them because I just love getting on my bike and going clear to the top of the mountain. And the battery that in it, gives me that extra horsepower that I need to conquer the mountain. And but when I'm done, I got to put it back on the charger so that I can enjoy the new adventure that awaits again. And then it just sits there in its kinetic state, waiting to be utilized to take me to the next adventure. I have shown up and failed to charge my battery, and my adventure was long and short. Long, like effortful, like full of effort, and short. So I really appreciate this whole concept of just even this topic this morning on recharging. And in fact, I think I said I was grateful for batteries.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how we've been able to harness energy, in a scientific way, but our bodies, it harnesses energy in a natural way. And it's the same thing, if we don't recharge, if we don't take a break, and we allow ourselves to get sleep, or allow ourselves to get a break from work, or something that allows us to focus our mind on something else, or not focus at all, so that we can build that energy back up, then it's really a lot like trying to ride a 50-pound bike uphill and still have the same experience, or be able to enjoy life. And it just doesn't work that way. So that's kind of mind.
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. A couple things that I thought of as you were talking is you mentioned about, putting your bike on the charger, that, there's really nothing happening. I mean, it's recharging, of course, but you're not able to really use your bike during that time while it's sitting there recharging. And we can have a completely charged phone, or a completely charged bike, or a completely charged body. And if we don't utilize it, if we waste away the time or day, or, if we try to do things the hard way, if it's like, yeah, I've got this bike that's all charged up, but I decide that I'm going to, walk up, 1,000 miles, maybe that's the goal for that day or whatever. But there are things that we can utilize that make things easier for us. And that was, that kind of led me to think that, we have limiting beliefs, I think, that tell us we have to do everything, or we have to be in control, or we can't, utilize the free resources that are available to us. And all we have to do is just like look to God and say, tell me what the most important thing is for me to do today. And we receive that one thing, and it's like, oh, that was easy. And a lot of times we have all these wonderful resources available that we don't use. Thank you. Let's see, we've got 3 of you that are unmuted. We'll go Robert and then Tyree and then Melissa.
Thank you. I'll keep it short. So recharging, what came to me is another way of looking at recharging is resetting. So from night to day is resetting. Forgiveness is resetting one's feelings, say, towards another. And the examples, the atonement is resetting. The sacrament is resetting your day, your week, your thoughts. So recharging, resetting, to me, go hand in hand beside batteries and so forth, which are all resetting themselves to their full potential. And so to sleep resets ourselves to harness that energy that we have within ourselves.
Beautiful. Thank you. I thought of living present, if, like you say, all these things resetting it's like, okay, today's new. I'm new, this is new today, and not going back to the past and like agonizing over choices that we've made in the past or whatever.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tyree.
I was watching a video on Tim Ballard. He was talking about his newest book, what is it called? The Pilgrim one, The Pilgrim's Promise, I think. And he was talking about how a group of pilgrims, they were trying to find where they had designed to set upon on the new continent, and they would not. It was Sunday, and so they were, even though they were almost starving, they would not go look for it because it was Sunday, and they knew that they had made a covenant with God and they needed all his help that they could possibly get. And then they found it the next day. And I think you talked about it in your Architecture of Life masterclass, how there are the 7 creation periods and how we need to rest that Sabbath day. If you look at all of the patterns in nature and with God, that reset, that recharging is done on that Sabbath day and on that seventh period. And I was just I loved listening to him give the true facts and history of our pilgrims and our founding fathers and all of that.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely true. And I've done that with my inspired shortcuts at the end of my GPS planner. There's a page where you write down all your inspired shortcuts so you can kind of see the hand of God in your life, and you can see where the path is taking you. And like every 7th one, my inspired shortcut is something about rest. So, I mean, that even confirms even more that God wants us to rest every day. And if you look in Genesis, it says this was a gift that was given to man. It isn't like a commandment to rest. It's a gift. It's something that he's, given us as just a beautiful gift for us to be able to enjoy. Thank you. Melissa.
I was actually on the same wavelength as Robert. I was thinking about resetting, and tomorrow is a new month.
Mm-hmm.
I like to reset every month. Sorry, I was running. I like to reset every month, and we reset in the year, and when we have kids, we reset in the school year. When the school year starts, it's just a good time to start your schedule over and get routines going. And that's about
I love it.
I had to share. Sorry.
Yeah, it is good, to even take a minute and examine our habits, that we've been doing for a certain period of time, like usually about every 3 or 4 months, every quarter or so, I'll take a look at, okay, my house cleaning schedule, my, all the different things that I do. And is this still serving me? Is there, a way that we could kind of level this up? It's awesome to have those moments of reset. I think, Josh, did you unmute? Was there something that you wanted to share?
No, I didn't unmute. But I can share
Okay,
something.
sure.
Being able to recharge, I think is a huge thing. For me, I know when I am tired and I've been working long days and have just absolutely kind of gone to my wits' end, I having that ability to rest and recharge and to have daily scripture study and to have now incorporated the daily gratitude call has just really helped me to be able to recharge those batteries, and to have a new look on what life really is and what my focus needs to be every day.
Awesome. Thank you. The thought came to me as you were talking about, resting like your body and your mind. I've had dreams. I've woken up in the middle of the night with these inspired ideas. I just feel like there's such value when we kind of turn our brains off and just allow them to be completely open and sort of vulnerable and open to receive. I know that I've received things as I've been sleeping, or even naps, like even taking a nap to kind of reset or recharge. And I'll wake up and the answer is there. There's a solution that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. So I think, there's really a lot of value in just not being 100% focused all the time. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process? Let's just go ahead and take a deep breath. Just allow yourself to feel and notice the breath coming in through your nose and how it goes down the back of your throat, down into your lungs, into your chest. And as you breathe in this time, maybe even put a color to the air so that you're seeing it come in through your nose, how it swirls around inside of your body and inside of your lungs. One more time, and allow your rib cage to expand so that breath is going all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, completely filling you up. And just feel the tingly sensation of that extra oxygen coming into your cells. And as you breathe in this time, allow that breath to carry your consciousness down into your heart area, into your chest, so that it's not up in your brain. Just as that breath bypasses your brain, just grab your consciousness, bring it down into your chest area, and listen with your heart. And really plug into your source of power, your source of inspiration, your source of energy. Ready to receive that power, that energy is coming from a source that never is depleted. And this is also this source of power. Just going to invite you to tune into and turn on to that source of power and be aware of what's coming to you right now, of an area in your life where you have felt depleted, where you felt less than, where you felt like you lack. There's not enough. You're not enough. Whatever it is, where you have felt a lack of anything, and just plug into that source and allow yourself to be filled up. And just write down any thoughts that are coming to you right now, any divine inspiration, divine tutoring that might be happening as you're plugging into your source to recharge and fill yourself back up. And being aware of this area where in the past you have felt like you were depleted or you lacked or you didn't have enough or were not enough. What is the limiting belief that got you there to start with? What's the limiting belief that took you to that depleted state? And just listen for intuition to tell you what that core limiting belief is that had taken you down to being completely drained in this area. And now that you are recognizing and understanding what that limiting belief was, and of course, you know what the cost is, that it has been draining for you, what other areas of your life maybe would this limiting belief affect if you hold on to it? What would be the overall cost, not just in this one particular area, but if you hold on to this limiting belief, what will it produce for you in other areas of your life? And if you don't like that cost and you like to give yourself permission to make a change, you can totally do that right now. And if you're ready to give yourself permission to choose a new belief and create a change in your life, say yes.
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 Awesome. And what are those new beliefs? What are some new beliefs that will actually change and give you a totally new outcome that maybe you won't need to be recharged as often? Maybe you stay charged. Maybe you stay plugged into your power source. Whatever is going to serve you to create a new belief that will create a different outcome for yourself. What are your new beliefs? 2 or 3 new beliefs that will replace that old limiting belief. And really plug into these new beliefs as well. Allow those new beliefs to come into this process of being plugged into your power source. Allow those new beliefs to become part of you. Breathe them in. Feel the change that's happening within your body, that tingling sensation of bringing in new life, new possibilities with these new beliefs. And what is the one most important thing that you could do today that would really give you evidence of these new beliefs, that would help you to be able to see, yes, these are true. They are way more true than that limiting belief was. And I can see evidence now that they are true. That these new beliefs are actually part of who I am right now. What's your inspired shortcut today? In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. We have time for probably maybe 2 or 3 shares. And while you're kind of gathering your thoughts and deciding if you're going to be one that will share today, I just want to offer myself as a resource for you that if you need some extra support in this area, if you need some to plug into somebody here on earth to kind of help you see things a little bit differently, I would love to have a conversation with you. Just a 15-minute call. That's all that we need, is just 15 minutes. And it's going to totally recharge you. And all you have to do is just go to askwylane.com, and that will take you directly to my calendar. You can schedule a 15-minute call, and we'll have that time together. Who has something they'd like to share about their experience today?
I'd like to share.
Thanks, Phil.
It's more clarity. Like I'm the word, like the prefix resource. Like you just offered yourself a resource. Just means charge. Like redo, repent, return. I mean, there's all these words that just keep coming to my mind about and they all have to do with time, right? They all have to do with time management, and time and the physical world are one. Like we see things through the lens of time, and it's really easy, and for me at least, and I'll just talk about me, because it's really easy for me to grab a limiting belief, or to cling on to a limiting belief that has to do with time, because time and freedom are like synonymous in my mind. Like, if I use my time to something, then I lose my freedom to do whatever it is that I think I want to do, or there's some kind of a trap there or something, some kind of a limiting belief. I'm still trying to discover what that is really, but and so if I look at a task that I have in front of me, and like having to redo it, or take time to focus on it, or to actually met myself to doing that, then my ego starts to look at everything that can be lost if I do it. And so anyway, I know that's super deep, but I'm just trying to get a grip on it, and just thought by sharing it, I could actually get a little closer to it. So hope that was helpful.
I appreciate you sharing that. And it is deep. This is something that's really deep. Something that I'm seeing from what you're saying is that the is more like the spiritual part, and the whatever comes after the is the physical part. Like you were talking about, all of these things have to do with time. And the like if you think of like redo, like you said, okay, well, let's take that as an example. So to do is a physical thing, but to redo, like if it's not perfect and we need to redo it or whatever, it's like we have to take a step back and like look at it, find a new way, look at it from a different perspective. It's almost like a retreat, like like a retreat from a battle or something. It's like coming back, taking a rest, looking at it from a different angle, coming up with a new strategy, whatever. So that's kind of like the spiritual part of it. The is like the spiritual part, creating the architecture, the blueprint, the new like plan, and then to jump back into it, to redo, like jump back into the physical after we have taken a moment of respite, 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 take a moment of respite, get a new plan, whatever, and then jump back into the physical. So that, I know that's not exactly what you were, clarifying, but that gave me some new clarity and some new gratitude for this prefix because, if the physical part is all about time, then the is all about like stepping out of time, stepping out of the physical, stepping out of like the have to do this right now, stepping out of control and getting into tapping into intuition, just connecting with that source of power again, so that we can jump back into the physical again.
Just more thought on that, and that is that the can be shortcutted if we tap into the spiritual.
Yes.
To plug that in.
Yes. That's where those inspired shortcuts come in. Yes. So it could actually take way less time, and maybe we can even redo before we do. Maybe we can tap into that source before we even attempt and shortcut the time that it takes. Maybe we don't have to redo it if we tap into the source at the very beginning. If we retreat first and then do, then we can shortcut the whole process. Thanks, Phil. Tyree, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just going along with what you two are talking about. Joe Dispenza talks about creating, it's basically, he doesn't use these words, but he basically talks about living things in your mind first, so that you are changing your biology in your body by living them and reliving them over and over in your mind, so that you create new patterns in your mind and in your body. And so that's spiritually creating those new habits and the new patterns and the new pathways in your brain. So that's like you were saying, redoing before you do. That way you're preparing your mind and your body to create a new reality.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Tyree, I just had a thought about you and your business. So when I know you're coming down to my house tomorrow for a special get together, and make sure that you talk to me, because I just had this vision open up for your business. So I'm super excited that you're one of our case studies this month. Cool.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, we are at the end of our time. I would love to have everybody continue sharing. This discussion after the discussion has been really, really cool. It's opened up some really awesome things. So I hope that you will take that and take it to heart. Really take this in and sort of recharge yourself before you even go out and do today. And super excited for what you get to learn after everything that has been opened up today. We will not be together tomorrow or Sunday on the gratitude call. So I encourage you to continue doing your gratitude practice, your daily GPS, getting those inspired shortcuts, plugging into your source, and then going after it and shortcutting your process throughout the weekend. And then we will look forward to being back together on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.